So when we look at the best teams in the NFL, they don't just have one guy that gets things done in the receiving game. They have multiple weapons that can get jobs done for their quarterback, like the Philadelphia Eagles. They got A.J. Brown. They got Dallas Goedert. They got Devontae Smith. The Cowboys, we already know what they have. Even the Washington Commanders have Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dotson, and my guy Terry McLaurin. So my question is, who will be the complementary guys to Darren Waller? Who will be that second option for Daniel Jones? We're going to get into that. Before we do, go ahead and leave a like, comment, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and join the channel. But like I'm saying, who's going to be that second option for Daniel Jones? Not every game Darren Waller is going to go off. Not every game Darren Waller is going to be beating guys left and right. Go up against a lot of great defenses this year, and not every game Darren Waller is going to be able to, be as effective. So who is going to step up and be that next guy that Daniel Jones can depend on this season? Let's go into some of the candidates. Let's start with Darius Slayton. Now, one thing that Darius Slayton has that almost no other wide receiver or tight end on this roster has is that rapport with Daniel Jones. Maybe outside of Sterling Shepard, but the rapport with Daniel Jones, the connection with Daniel Jones. They've been rocking and rolling since 2019 as rookies. And we know that if it's nothing that those guys have, it's that connection. And I know a lot of people say, when you think about Darius Slayton, you think about the wild card drop. You think about that. You think about the Washington Commanders drops, back in 2021 and last year in the tie game. I understand it. But one reason why I really like the Giants bringing him back this offseason was he showed up last year. He didn't have 1,000 yards. And yes, he did have crucial drops last year. And that is one weakness to his game. He stepped up. It was at a time last offseason where we were saying Darius Slayton could have been cut, could have been released, could have got traded. He ended up taking a pay cut to stay on the team, even took a lesser deal this offseason to sign back with the team. And he showed up last year near the middle end of the season. So Darius Slayton is a guy that still offers big playability. He has games where he can go off, like the Houston Texans game where he had over 100 yards. I think he had a touchdown or two. He can make big plays like he did on Thanksgiving versus Dallas. So does Darius Slayton, who has basically the best connection with Daniel Jones in his fifth year, take that jump and becomes that second reliable option opposite of Darren Waller? The next guy I want to go into is Isaiah Hodgins. Now, one thing about Isaiah Hodgins is he was a guy that he was literally on the street. He was on the practice squad last year. The Giants ended up signing him onto the active roster, and that was one of the highlighted moves of Joe Schoen in his first year as Giants GM. He basically caught a gem. He found a diamond in the rough in Isaiah Hodgins, and one thing that I really do like about Isaiah Hodgins is he's reliable. He's sure-handed. Had zero drops last year. I don't know how many targets he had, but he never dropped the ball. Never dropped the ball, is a reliable receiver in the red zone where he really does get his touchdowns. He doesn't have the separation. He doesn't have that speed. So that's one reason why he might not be that second option or can be that second option, because he doesn't have the separating speed like a Darius Slayton, like other guys have in the wide receiver position. But he's sure-handed. He is always able to make a play, even though it's not going to be a 30-yard touchdown. He's going to be a guy that on 3rd and 5, 3rd and shorts, can catch, short down and get those type of gains. Definitely is effective on the sideline. Really, really is effective when he has to catch passes near the sideline. And, he can out-move cornerbacks and box them out to make catches like that. So, last year, Isaiah Hodgins came on the scene. He ended up becoming a real, facet of the Giants offense. This year, he's already on the team. He's going to have a chance to really get a feel for the Giants playbook because he's already on the roster. He's going to have a whole offseason to gain a rapport and a connection with Daniel Jones. So if I had to put my money on who's going to be that second option as of right now, I'm going to go with Isaiah Hodgins. But the next guy we're going to jump into is Paris Campbell, who was the offseason signing for the New York Giants at the wide receiver position. Played for the Indianapolis Colts last year. Can have, slot, inside-out versatility. Can play on the outside. Can play in the slot. Is a deep threat. Great speed. Ran, I think, a 4.3 at the combine. Great player. the injuries was what was holding him back, before last year. Couldn't stay on the field. Is able to stay on the field in 2022 and had a pretty decent season. It wasn't nothing to, go amazingly insane about. But when you look at the situation that was around the whole Colts organization, right? They had the revolving door at quarterback. They had Jeff Saturday brought in as the interim head coach after firing Frank Reich near the middle of the season. They were a tanking team, but Paris Campbell was still, being slightly productive with bad quarterback play. Now he's playing with Daniel Jones. Now he's playing opposite of Darren Waller. That right there could be the reason why he does hit those incentives on this incentive-based deal that was signed this free agency. So Paris Campbell, again, could be a guy that ends up, blooming as that second option for Daniel Jones in the passing game. Now let's get into the rookie wide receiver, Jalin Hyatt. Now he isn't in OTAs running out with the ones, but he is, taking time after practice with Daniel Jones, catching passes, learning and, getting a feel for the routes, getting a feel for how he throws the football. He could be a guy that emerges as, the second option in his rookie season. You look at one thing that he has over any player on this roster, it is that speed that defenses have to look at. They got to look at it. They got to make sure that he doesn't beat them with that speed. Great hands. And I know a lot of people say that he's not a route runner. Well, one thing I've been saying all off season is we don't know if he can run routes yet. They didn't ask him to run routes at Tennessee because all they had to do was tell him to go straight, run straight, and you're going to be successful. So one other thing is you can teach a wide receiver how to run routes. You can teach a wide receiver how to run routes. You cannot teach the speed that Jalin Hyatt possesses, though. You cannot. So Jalin Hyatt is a guy that, even though right now he's not running out with the starters, could day one be an impactful receiver for the New York Giants. So those are just a few of the candidates that I have as of right now. Of course, there are others. Some people like Bryce Ford-Wheaton, undrafted free agent signing. Maybe he goes crazy over the offseason in training camp, has a great preseason, and is able to be on the Giants opening week 1 roster. You got Wan'Dale Robinson, rookie of last year, second round draft pick, mostly going to be a slot wide receiver. Looked great before the injury in that Detroit Lions game. He's come off the ACL injury, though. So I don't want to just say, hey, he's going to be the guy that we're going to depend on as that second option after Darren Waller. Don't want to do that. But I do like Wan'Dale Robinson. I really, really do like Wan'Dale Robinson a lot. You also got Sterling Shepard. Again, chain mover. Not a guy that is going to really beat you downfield with his speed. Again, he's coming off a season-ending injury. I don't want to just have my main focus on Sterling Shepard being that second guy. The injuries is there. And I don't think that's why the Giants brought him back to be that amazing option. He's more of a guy that's a locker room guy, but when he's on the field, can be productive. So hopefully he comes off that injury, is able to stay on the field, because if that's the case, Sterling Shepard's a good wide receiver. Pretty decent wide receiver, so that's great. It's another just two guys coming off of ACL injuries. Colin Johnson has looked great. Maybe he is able to make the team and end up having, a facet or a role on the Giants offense. But that's one of my main questions as of right now. Who is going to be the second option in the passing game for Daniel Jones after Darren Waller? Who do you think it will be? Let me know down below in the comment section. But until next time, if you enjoyed, like I said, leave a like, comment, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. But until next time, it's been your boy Jay Dimes, and we are out. Go Giants. Peace. Thanks for watching.